Yes, yes, y'all. It is time for thedailybreadproject.com. Stoked that you are here. And I see my man Austin's already on the line. This guy's ready to rock like always. Let's get him in here. And as he's coming in, I'm going to go ahead and get us live on Facebook.
What's up, my man?
Hey, brother. How you doing?
Good, doing good.
All right. I'm going to get us live on Facebook, and we'll jump into the party. Glad you're here. I appreciate you taking the time out to rap with me. And we'll be getting started in just a second here.
Sounds good.
Looks like Facebook is not going to behave today. If it doesn't behave, that's cool. We'll just record the thing and put it up afterwards. I am going to try one thing that I haven't tried yet. Might have forgotten to do this, but we'll clear the browsing data and do some nerd work. Yeah, here we go. So the daily. There we go.
No, you close it. You close it.
All right, we are going to go live. How about that?
Let's do it.
Yes, yes. All right. So if you're here on Facebook Live, welcome, friends. Glad you're here. If you're listening, looks like I'm peeking out. If you're listening on the podcast, thank you for tuning in. It looks like the podcast is gaining some traction. This is the dailybreadproject.com. And what we're doing here is bringing you power, positivity, love, and leadership. And I cannot do it all by myself. I got to recruit others to help because this is a group effort. So today I have Mr. Austin Rutherford. What is up, my man?
What's going on, man? I'm excited.
Everything is going on right now because where people see obstacles, I see opportunities, and I saw an opportunity to get on with you, and I'm like, hell yeah, let's do this, man.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So tell me, man, how are you living right now? What's good?
Oh, man, everything's good. Nobody really knows what's going to come from this, but I'm with you. There's opportunity everywhere. Learning new things, adding value to people. There's opportunity in the stock market. There's opportunity in real estate. So there's opportunity everywhere. You just gotta see it and take advantage of it.
Speaking of that, you just said the stock market, and I'm pretty sure I saw you already reading up on books and looking to put money in the stock market. You got a tip and went for it, man. You don't play around, do you?
Nah, man. It's like I said, it's opportunity, bro. I mean, there's people that are sitting on the couch watching Netflix all day, and there's people that are taking advantage of the situation. So I've never been in stocks in my whole life, but I ordered a bunch of books, started watching YouTube videos on it. I got some money in the stock market.
Hell yeah. I mean, instantly. So let's talk about some of the opportunities that you're seeing. I'm thinking, yeah, let's start right here because most people that are watching Netflix aren't spotting opportunities because they're binge watching. So what kind of opportunities are you seeing today?
No, absolutely. Actually this morning I took some time and wrote down on it, and it was like 5 years from now, what am I going to look back on this time and wish that I did? So what it was for me is, building a bigger brand on YouTube, dropping more content on Instagram and Facebook, serving people, create a course to sell something online, learn the stock market more, buy more buildings and rental properties, build better relationships. So get on the phone, just call and check in on people because they're going to remember that in the long term. And then spend more money on marketing. Everybody's pulling money. I'm going harder. So that's literally from this morning what my thoughts were, 5 years from now, what I'd be looking back on.
I love it, man. So let's talk about, I'm pretty sure I saw it somewhere, and anybody tuning in, I want them to know. So what is the new podcast? Is it a video podcast on YouTube? Is it a podcast on iTunes? How do people find that?
Yeah, so 2 episodes are out. It's on YouTube, so Austin Rutherford on YouTube, and then it's on Apple and everything. It's called Elevate Your Life. So
Elevate your life.
yeah, it's audio and visual.
And while we're talking about it, what was it? From ballet to what's the name of the book too? Well, I mean, let's just get this stuff out there, right? Let's market.
No, it's from ballet to millionaire, and
From
it's
ballet
like
to millionaire.
10 things that they don't teach you to get rich. So
Who's they?
the world, everybody, nobody teaches you financial literacy. Nobody teaches you how to get ahead. People teach you to go to school, get a good job, get a degree, get a good job, and work for 60 years. So they is the people that just don't know any better. But I'm trying to break out of those restraints. So that's what the book teaches.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit because they didn't teach you this. So where the heck did you pick this up?
Nah, it's like reading books. Like in high school, never read books ever. But now I read all the time now. So reading books is massive. Mentors. So going and meeting people that are in a position that I want to be in, networking with them. And then YouTube and Google, for real. I mean, you can learn anything you want to learn from YouTube and Google. You might have to do a little bit of searching. So like the internet, you can learn anything you want to learn, but you're going to have to search. But, if you pay a mentor, you can learn that because it's all in one place. So I've had success in all aspects of that.
Come
And
on,
it's
man.
mental. It's just making through the mental barrier. I mean, we are grown. We grow up to like not want to succeed. We grow up to not want money. We grow up to think money's an evil thing. And so it's getting through that mentally as well.
Man, you just derailed me. I was going in another direction, but I want to know about that. Like you grow up not to want money, but everybody's all about, hey, I want this, I want that. So what do you mean you grow up not to want money?
But people think money's like an evil. Like if you have money, like you screw somebody to get there. Like I remember when I was buying my first car, nice car, it was a Jaguar, and I was on the way to the dealership and to pick it up, and like I just had this massive guilt come across me. Like, do I deserve it? Am I showing off? Am I being flashy? Like I don't need that, and it's a mental block in people's head. Like getting money. Once you start making money, you realize how many opportunities are out there. But until then, it's like, man, like what do I do if I make $100,000? Your family might even look down upon you. Your friends might look down upon you. So those are all barriers you're going to have to get through.
All right. So tell me how you got through that because I mean, I'm pretty sure we all grew up similar, especially like us in the DM family. Like most of us are blue collar work. We're the first generation of the wealthy in our families. So like, how do you get past that? How do you get past your family giving you the stink eye and all of that?
Yeah, I mean, so I was blessed. My parents always supported me. We never had millions of dollars and that type of stuff, but I never went without. And my family was always there to support me, which was huge for me for sure. So that was a blessing. But the rest of it, came from reading. I believe two things. One, time is the most valuable thing in the world. So don't waste it sitting there watching Netflix. Like spend that time reading a book, learning, doing something new. And number two, negativity is what holds people back. And there's a lot of negativity in the world. And I always say that you cannot control what comes into your mind, negative thoughts, but you can control your reaction to those thoughts. So you can either play with it and grow it into a bigger negative, or you can get rid of it immediately or turn it into a positive somehow. So you have the control of your reaction, but you don't have the control of what comes into it.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. This has been a recurring theme on the Daily Bread Project is that there's a bunch. You're building a fortress around your mind the best you can, but still the negativity comes in. And so, how do you deal with that, and what do you do with it? That's in your control. And so, I love that you brought that up. But be honest with me, was it always that way for you?
No, hell no. Absolutely not. Like, you grow up like self-doubting, you know what I mean? Like unless you like came from crazy success or you were born into someone telling you every single day, you're going to be extremely successful. Like you're just not, your mind doesn't think that you can be, a millionaire, multimillionaire, billionaire. So it's something that everybody's going to have to work through for sure.
Now, let's go back to some of the building blocks because I think that right now more than ever we have a huge opportunity to improve ourselves.
Oh
And
yeah.
people have had excuses forever. I got to drive to work. I got to take the kids to school, all this other stuff. Boom, 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 all knocked out. And now they're on the couch watching Netflix. Damn. What happened to all those dreams you had? So
Yep.
you said you did, like, school wasn't your thing. You didn't read. I didn't read either. I mean, I think I got straight D's, and I'm pretty sure that they passed me to get me the hell out of the
I
class
love it. I
so I
love
wouldn't come back. So how do you go from not being into reading to being a guy that reads and even writes a book?
Yeah, man. It's I just always wanted something more. You know, like I made a video the other day. Like right now, in essence, the world is at a standstill. Like literally, like nothing's happening in the world. Never in our life, I don't think ever previously and ever going forward, we'll ever have an opportunity like this again where the world is literally at a standstill. You don't have to go out and get a drink with your friend. You don't have to go on a vacation. You don't have to drive your kids to work. You don't have to take people to daycare. You literally like have time. And that's everybody's excuses. I don't have time or I don't have money. So time's out the door. Money's out the door because you can learn whatever you want on Google and YouTube. So it's taking advantage of this opportunity and wanting something more out of your life. You know, if you're good making, you know, 10, 15, $20 an hour, like go home and watch YouTube. You know what I mean? That's perfectly fine. If that's what you want, that's 100% cool. But if you talk like you want more and you want more, you have to feed your mind. Like you cannot grow without feeding your mind. I listen to podcasts every day. I read every day, books. I read articles every day. You know, I'm always hungry to learn something new. So it's just, you just got to want more and then you got to do the work.
That's the problem. You just listed out a big problem. Do the work. Shit, I just want to push a button. I just want to push a button and get rich, man. What
Yep.
I mean, you're so
So
you're
in my book, The Secret to Success is doing the fucking work. That's the chapter. You want to know the secret to success? Do the work.
ta-da. That's where most people die. And you know what you just reminded me of, and a visual for what's going on in the world, the way that you described it is like, if you guys are on the couch watching a lot of Netflix, I'm sure you're watching action movies. And what I'm thinking of is like uh, when you're going so fast that the world seems to slow down, where
Yep.
everything looks like it's in slow motion. So you can take opportunities right now and capitalize on them. And the
Absolutely.
world has just kind of stopped. So I love that. All right. So feed your mind growth. You talked about mentorship. And so how did you even learn about that? How did you start taking advantage of mentorship? And who are some of the mentors that have really shaped your life?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So back in high school, somebody, my weight room coach was like, hey, somebody needs someone to pass out flyers for $15 an hour. Is anybody interested? And I was I don't know, 16, 17-year-old kid. I was like, hell yeah, I want $15 an hour. So ended up passing out some flyers, met my first mentor, Mike. And, you know, he had a bunch of businesses, super wealthy, successful guy. And I just tried to add as much value as possible to him. I just wanted to be around him. So I would go to his office and you know, do whatever he needed me to do. I'd run he had a car dealership. I'd drive cars to and from the lot for free, you know, hours at a time. So adding value because I wanted to be around people that are successful. So that was my first mentor, really good friends to this day. It's cool now. So like now I can actually like bounce ideas back and forth off of them. I'm not just asking. So it's cool to see how things, you know, grow. And then my second mentor, Mark Evans, DM, you know, part of the
That's
group.
your second mentor?
Yeah.
Good
So,
God, no wonder you're doing so well.
no, it's like, I think 3 years ago, maybe a little over 3 years ago, my title company and his title company were the same title companies. And they were like, hey, you know, this guy's doing an event this evening. He's talking about real estate. You want to come out to it? I really think you should meet him. I was like, yeah, for sure. So I went to the meetup. It was Mark's group. He was there talking. And afterwards, they connected us. Like, hey, Mark, you know, this is Austin. Austin, this is Mark. You know, you guys are both in real estate, blah, blah, blah. Hit it off with Mark. The next day or the day after, he called me. He was like, hey, man, you know, I got this this 2-day, like, you know, mastermind. We can come up to Cleveland. You know, we can break down your business. You know, it's 5K to join you in. And I thought about it for a second. And after I thought about it, I'm like, hell yeah, man. What? So I've always been the one to like pay for, you know, continued learning. And being around people on that level is how I met Mark. So that's kind of how it all started.
Let's talk about that a little bit because this is something we share in common. And a lot of us do. I mean, if you're trying to shortcut success, like you said earlier, you're going to pay. I mean,
Yep.
and that's the only way I know how. I'm not smart enough. I don't know the country clubs. I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. So,
Yep.
what do you say to those people that are not willing to pay for access?
I mean, there's two ways to get into success. You're going to pay one way or the other. You're either going to pay from taking 10 years and losing a crap ton of money along the way, or you're going to pay somebody now to teach you so you can skip the hard lessons and the time. So for me, I've always wanted, things today. I wanted things fast. I bought my first house when I was 19 years old. So like I always wanted to get ahead. So for me, like I spent, I don't know, $140,000 last year on my continuing education through mentors and masterminds and trips and things like that. I just believe in it. And, we're in the real estate business. You learn one thing that gets you one extra deal, you're going to make $20,000, $30,000. So literally it pays for itself multiplying 5, 6, 10 times over by learning one thing. So to me, investing in myself and my team and the company and everything has always been a no-brainer.
You only told a half truth there, and I'm going to call you out on that.
For sure.
Learning one thing and then putting that thing to work.
Putting it in, doing the work. Implementing.
Right. Implementing, because you can learn all day long, but if you don't do anything, then it's just no good. So
Agree. Definitely agree.
let's talk about, let's get a little more timely here, because I love all this growth stuff. I want to talk about how you are staying positive right now, because that's what the show is about, is staying positive in these crazy times. And so I want some tips, some ideas from you on what you're doing.
Love it. So one thing for me is social media. I just did a podcast on it. Social media can be a negative or a positive. So a lot of people now on social media, are talking negatively. They're saying they're bored, they're pissed off, they don't have anything to do, they're broke, they can't pay their bills, and that's a lot of negative talk. So for me, like I don't follow those people. You know what I mean? About a year ago, it finally hit me. I was like, I'm wasting a lot of time, taking in that content. So unfollow them and follow people that I want to emulate, that are successful, like yourself, like Mark, like Mike, like people that are killing the game and making a lot of money. And I'm following those people. And if you're around those people in those circles and that's all you see, everybody that has money right now knows that this is an opportunity. No one's backpedaling. Everyone's running forward. So, making sure that the content that I take in is from people that are on a success level, that I want to emulate. So it's just feeding positive thoughts into your mind. And don't get me wrong, like when all this started, again, you can't control the thoughts that come into your head. I'm in real estate. If the market tanks and crashes 70%, like it's not a good day for me. You know what I mean? So there was a time, about a week and a half ago, where I was like, oh man, like what do I do? But I clicked and I was like, screw that. Like if the market tanks 70%, everybody's fucking done. So like control what you can control, which is what I'm doing and learning new things and implementing new things. And don't worry about the things you can't control. So yeah.
Love it. Love it. Love it. So let's talk about some of the opportunities you're seeing. You're saying opportunities everywhere. There's opportunity to learn. If you've got money, there's opportunity. So talk to us about some of the opportunities that you're excited about right now.
Absolutely. Doing these, adding as much value as possible, putting out as much content as possible, positive content. Because these are the things that people are going to remember. And like getting on the phone and talking to people, people like that are stuck and don't know what to do. They're looking for direction. They're looking for help. So if you can be that light and you can, show them, positivity, people will remember that in the long term. So, content, positivity, branding is one massive thing we're pushing right now. And then real estate, we're tweaking a little bit. We're not doing high-end, new construction houses right now. We're doing first-time home buyer, fast in and out type of things, and rental properties. So we're adjusting in a business model, and then we're trying to push over here as much as possible.
I've got a totally real estate related question. So do you have rentals now? Are you experiencing any weirdness with collecting rents or anything like that?
Nope, we're right on par. So, so you got to think, this all happened like 2 to 3 weeks ago, right? So people are just that were laid off are getting their last check 2 weeks after they were laid off, which is like a week ago. So people just got paid. And then, we just got another 30-day stay-at-home order. So I don't think we're really going to see it until May, because then people really are not getting paid at that point. So for now, like, we're getting our rents, we're communicating with our tenants, we're letting them know, we're happy to work with them, but rent still due. Everybody still got bills. But I think we're going to see it 30 days from now.
Yeah, I'm with you. Right now, we're seeing the same thing, and I noticed in the DM family, everybody's like, rents are okay, everything's fine.
Like, best month ever.
I've seen some of that too. I've seen the other side too. My worst month ever. But
you have seen that?
Not in the rental game, from
Gotcha.
other. And
Gotcha.
this is something that I think would be fun to talk about a little bit, because you mentioned it in the beginning when we were talking about opportunity, and it kind of came up again. Best month ever. You're talking about making more cash flows, so getting into products, creating more content. So what's your outlook on more cash flows, and what are some of the things that you're doing in that arena?
Yeah, like creating more revenue streams?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, everything right now, everybody's going online. So everybody's on their phone. My views on my Instagram stories have gone up. My impressions have gone up because more people have time to be on their phone. So to me, like, people are on their phone, how do you serve that? And one is I started an Amazon automation store. So it's just like drop shipping, basically e-commerce. So started that. So online, everyone's shopping online. Cool. That's a revenue stream. And then is content online. I built courses, I built real estate courses, how to wholesale, how to raise private money, those things. That's one revenue stream. And then as you build a brand, that if you can get, 1 million eyeballs on you, that somehow that's going to turn into money, whether that's, joint ventures, business partners, like somehow, some way that's going to turn into money. So I'm driving just to build, as many, give as much content as possible and get as many people, on the train as possible. Because again, that will eventually turn into money. And right now, there's no better time. Everybody's online. If you can serve people with if you get online and like, oh, I'm the man, I'm killing it, fuck you guys, no one's gonna nobody cares about that. But if you can serve and show people a way to get through this and show people a way to create more money and show people a way to stay positive, those are the people that you can connect with.
Now I see why you jumped on this when I mentioned it. Aha. You were already doing it. And that's something that came up on our talk yesterday. I had Darren on here, and we talked about consumer versus creator versus critic. And so are you getting hit? You've upped your creation game. So are you getting hit with criticism, and what's that look like, and how are you dealing with it?
Absolutely. You're always going to have haters. I mean, it's 100% part of life. At the beginning, it sucks because you just don't know any better. But now it's just part of the game. It's part of the territory. So, I'll respond. I'll be like, cool, thank you. Keep pushing to the next. So, nothing like crazy over the board, but I'll get private messages like, that's bull crap. Like, I lost my job. I can't pay for anything. That sucks. Nobody wants to lose their job, but there's an opportunity still in this situation. You can learn something new so you don't have to go back to work. You can go and, Walmart's hiring, Amazon's hiring. There's still people hiring to make money. You can go do landscaping job. We're still doing landscaping at our properties. There's still ways to make money. People just want to feel sorry for themselves. So, there's hate like that coming in, but it's just part of the territory.
All right. So we haven't talked about the one other piece, but you've been laying a foundation for all of this in what you have shared with us. And I want to know how you are leading. Is it any different than you were leading before? Are you doing more for your team or for your audience? How are you leading these days?
Yeah, so it's doing content that can show people a light or show people a way to make money. So I'm shooting 3 videos as soon as we get off here that shows that. It shows them, do what I did this morning. Think about 5 years from now, what you wish you would have been doing. It brought me a lot of clarity this morning by doing that. So I'm shooting a video on that, dropping it YouTube, Instagram, everything to show people, a way to be at peace, to have a solution in their head. I'm showing people how to get their first deal in real estate with very limited money. It's exactly how to do it. There's another video, I forget what the third one is, but it's showing people step by step versus theoretical things, like step by step how to do something. So that's kind of what I'm leading with, is actual like tasks that you can do and implement, right now today.
How about with your team? What's different with your team, if anything?
So we went virtual. Now, we're back in the office. When we were virtual, we were on the phone every day, connecting, making sure everybody was on the same path. Leading with positivity, because there's a lot of people just have negative in their life. They see negative around them. So again, showing the light, being the positive one that we're going to get through this, and stepping to the plate. When all this stuff hit the fan, I was like, hey guys, you don't have to worry about a paycheck. Like, if you continue what you need to do, like, we got money in the bank, like, you got nothing to worry about. Because like when all this hits, all this unemployment started, people are scared. People are fearful. People don't know what the outcome is. So stepping up to the plate and actually, leading a path, and improving it, I think that gives people peace, which at the end of the day is a better working environment.
Yeah, man, I love it. That's what we're saying. Like, we're doubling down. We're adding people to the team. We're making sure everybody's paid, because business as usual. We'll figure this thing out. So I love that, man. So as we're coming close to the end here, what are you excited about? What do you want to share? What do you want people to know? What do you want them to take away from this?
Just that, that you can create what you want to create. Like that, literally, there's no time in the world ever that it's been still like this, and you have more time than you've ever had. So my biggest fear is like, regret, is going through this, and 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, looking back and like, I wish, what I mean? I have anxiety. The last like week I've been anxious because like I didn't know like where to put my attention, because there's so many things you can be doing right now, which is the opposite of what most people think. There's not that many things. You know what I mean? So, choosing something, pick up a book. You never picked up a book, pick up a freaking book. Like, just try it. You know what I mean? But choosing something that you want to better yourself in, and like actually going in on it and trying to learn it. Give it a week, give it 7 days. If you don't feel better about it, chalk it up and try something else. But if you can give 7 days, we're on lockdown, you can't do nothing. Just do 7 days of trying to learn something new, read a book, get on YouTube, go to Google, whatever it is that you want to know. Just give it a try, and see how your mind starts to change.
Exercise your mind, man. What about physically? How you taking care of your body with the gym shut down and everything else?
I got a gym in my basement, so I'm
Ah,
good.
you're one of those guys.
But I've been getting messages like, "Yo, let me come." Like, can we do it?
Sorry about your luck. Yeah. All right.
But no, you got to stay active. Like, I'm going on walks too. Like, if you sit in the house all day, your mind's not going to work. You have to stay active. When you're active, it makes things continue all the way around.
Yeah. I couldn't agree with you more. So let's have it. So it's Austin Rutherford on YouTube. What about IG?
Austin Rutherford official on IG.
Official. And then on Facebook, just look up Austin Rutherford. And what was the name of the podcast one more time?
Elevate Your Life.
Elevate your life. This guy is helping you elevate your life, step-by-step videos. I mean, I never met anybody more positive than this fella. I love it, man. Dude, thank you so much for taking the time out to rap with me. Thank you for sharing the light and bringing the leadership right here to us. And I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, brother. This was awesome. I appreciate you having me on.
Yes, sir. We'll talk. Ciao.